Hey guys, welcome back to the Jim Report. I'm Jim. As you may or may not have heard this week, the Kennedy dynasty continues. This week we saw RFK's grandson, Congressman Joe Kennedy III, announce that he will challenge Ed Markey for the Democrat nomination for the Senate. And early polls are showing that Congressman Kennedy has a huge lead over Ed Markey. And if he is to pull off this primary win, it'll be the first time since 2009 that we've had a Kennedy in the Senate. It's still early, so I don't have a whole lot to say about that. I do want to talk about this past Tuesday's Israeli elections. Netanyahu seems to have been defeated. He tried to appeal to the libertarians on the hard right, but those strategies both failed. It looks like he lost 7 seats. It also looks like that Benny Gantz's Blue and White Party lost 2 seats, but he did come in first. Ultimately, it's up to Israel's president, Reuven Rivlin, to decide who will be the next prime minister, but we'll have to wait till next week to see who he picks. The problem for both Benny Gantz and Benjamin Netanyahu is neither have a majority. They're both going to have to appeal to Avigdor Lieberman, who leads a secular but conservative party in Israel.
Lieberman used to be an ally of Netanyahu, but they've had several disputes over the last several decades. Their most recent dispute was this past spring when Lieberman refused to form a government with Netanyahu because he wanted a more secular Israel and he wanted to get rid of some of the privileges for the more religious people there. So, the Knesset had to vote to dissolve itself and have another election. Now, neither side has a clear majority in the Knesset, so they have to have Lieberman's votes in order to form a government. The problem is that Lieberman says he will only form a government if the Likud and the Blue and White parties form a grand coalition. Now, Benny Gantz is saying that he's open to that, but only if Likud gets rid of Netanyahu. So, Likud has a choice to either get rid of Netanyahu or have a third election. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Democratic primary. Today, we saw New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio drop out. And to be honest, that's not going to impact the race at all. But also I want to talk about Elizabeth Warren. It seems like she is now surging and, according to Real Clear Politics, is now in second place. And she's 2 points behind Biden in a recent Iowa poll. Now, it is worth pointing out, the last 3 Democratic nominees won Iowa, but lost New Hampshire. And right now, Elizabeth Warren's surging in Iowa, and Bernie Sanders is leading in New Hampshire. I also want to talk a little bit about Kamala Harris. Her debate performance did not help her. She had a good first debate, but a very bad second debate and a very mediocre third debate. She's now losing to Andrew Yang in her home state of California. So it looks like the nomination is between Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. But it's still early, so we could see a breakout candidate. That's pretty much all I have today. I hope you have a great weekend, and later today I'm going on an observatory tour at my school. So that's fun.